passing of Pope Francis yesterday, I thought it might be an interesting topic today to do a reading on the prophecy of the popes. This is Saint Malachy's prophecy about the 112 popes. Pope Francis was the 112th pope. Here's the last pope in that prophecy. So what is next? What does that mean? And I thought I might do a reading here and ask the cards, what does that mean? What is next if he is the last prophesied pope? What does it mean? Now here it says Saint Malachy's final prediction is, in the final persecution of the Holy Roman Church, there will reign Peter the Roman, who will feed his flock amid many tribulations, after which the seven-hilled city, which is Rome, will be destroyed, and the dreadful judge will judge the people. The end. So that is the final part of that prophecy. Now, Saint Malachi, over the 112 popes, he assigned them each a name. So, for instance, Pope Francis was Peter the Roman. Now, he is a Jesuit pope, the current pope, but they're saying that he perhaps had some kind of ancestry, Roman ancestry, which could be aligned to this. But if you look back at some of the other popes, John Paul, for instance, was the pope around the sun born, something around the born of the sun born. He was born in a sun eclipse, a solar eclipse, and he also was buried during an eclipse as well. So there was many of these. There's popes of the lily, there's many different ones, and they all relate to and connect somehow to this prophecy of Saint Malachi. So really interesting, but why are they saying that we are now at the end pope? This is very interesting. So I'm going to ask some cards. Now, given that I had a prophecy about the Pope here a few months back before the Pope went into hospital for his lungs, for his pneumonia. In my dream, I was astral traveling to Rome, where I saw volcanoes and I saw the back of a Pope. So whether that was symbolic dream being the back of a Pope, because they wouldn't show me his face, but I was waiting down under the Rome where the popes are, where the crypts are in the arch rooms, where the past popes are, and I was waiting for the Pope down there. So, but I didn't wait long enough for the announcement of this Pope, whether that's the announcement of the new Pope, or whether that was the announcement of the Pope's passing or coming into that area. And I know that's not where he's being buried, but I didn't wait. In the dream, I transported back, astral traveled back to my body because, and this was a dream, but it was an astral traveling dream, because I was scared. I was scared there because there was volcanoes, lava everywhere. I looked down, I was on like a bridge and I looked down and there was flowing lava everywhere. So it was, and I was coughing, and so I don't know if the coughing was representing the pneumonia of the Pope, because this is prior to him, the world knowing he was in hospital, or he went to hospital not long after this dream. But it was very profound prophetic dream. So I'm going to link that at the end because I go into detail on that. I'll try and link that at the end of this video, but I feel very connected to the situation that's going on here. But my question is, because I've been following the prophecy of the popes for decades, and I'm just really interested to see what they mean by it's the final pope. What does that mean? Because logically thinking, after his passing, the world's still going on. We're still going to announce a new pope. It doesn't feel to be the end of the papacy. It doesn't feel like it's the last pope to me. But I'm just wondering, and I'm going to ask the cards. So let's get into the reading. I'm really not sure what cards I'm thinking about either using my personal predictions, my predictions oracle, or my new governance oracle. So I'm going to be using one of those today. I'll put links into the description on where you can purchase these decks. So first of all, I'm going to pull from my personal prediction. I'm not sure what's going to be in here. First of all, I'm just going to talk about the Pope's passing and to see if there's any message coming through there. Okay, expect miracles. I'm using my prediction oracle here to see if I can get the answers that we need. Supporting role. new policies and laws. Okay, now what I find interesting with this reading is that we had the King and Queen, this reminds me of Camilla, but we had the King and Queen go and visit the Pope the day before he died, and also Prince Andrew. Now we're seeing a royal card sitting here, and we're talking about new rules, policies and laws. Supporting role. There's an interesting connection here, especially when we're talking about the final Pope, the 112th Pope. Is there a connection between some kind of new policies or new rules that's going to be in place, maybe set in place in motion from the Crown? I'm not sure, but they were there the day before he passed, and now they're coming up sitting next to either new policies. New policies could also mean new Pope, but I feel like there could be new rules and new policies somehow connected to the royal family here. Just very interesting that they were there the day before he passed, and now they're showing up in the cards. Okay, so that's the Elon Musk card. I'm not quite sure why he's popping out. Okay, the question here that we're asking, thinking about the papacy, the prophecy of the popes from Saint Malachy, he says that this passing of this pope was the final pope, the 112th Pope, Peter the Roman, Pope Francis. What does that mean? What does that mean? Interesting cards have fallen out here. First of all, when I see this politicians and government card, I think about, for some reason, the Bilderberg group comes to my mind. I'm not quite sure why I'm getting that. Now the food shortage card, it doesn't feel connected to this reading, but it did come up and it is here, so it's important and significant. It did come up in the reading that I done yesterday on Australian reading, predictions reading for the month of May. The food shortage came up, and it's really interesting it's coming up today. What is most interesting about this reading is health matter. Oh, the health matter, of course, is not the most interesting. It is the reason why we have lost the 112th Pope, because of a health matter. But what I'm feeling is that there is classified information or knowledge around the prophecies of the popes. Maybe there was a little more to it. Maybe there's more to it that's classified and they're not letting us know. Maybe that's why they had a meeting with the royal family. Maybe that's why we're seeing the politicians and the governments. We had JD Vance there also the day before. Politicians. Something going on with Keir Starmer. He's coming into my mind now. Okay. Again, it's why it's making me think Bilderberg group. Now, whether it's not the Bilderberg group, but it's a select group of high-ranking officials, high-ranking people making some kind of decision. They're aware of classified information. They're aware of what's coming next, whether that's new policies, new rules, new leaders, selected maybe in a different way than they have been selected. So maybe that's how it's different than the other Pope selection. Maybe it's more connected to politicians and royals. Bilderberg type group energy here. Something banking currency also sitting here, another one that's really interesting. What's the financial status of the Vatican? Like, what's the connection here with, I'm feeling England, Keir Starmer is coming to my mind, the royal family's come back. My little Frenchie Sage has just popped into the room. She's come running in to come up to see me. I think she thought she was missing out. Okay, so back into this energy because it was quite powerful energy, and I've just got to try and get back into the energy. Somehow there's a connection here with banking or money or currency when it comes to those. I was getting the visions of either like the royal family, the people that met with the Pope just before his passing. What were they agreeing on? Was it related to banking or currency? Was that part of new policies, the new way a Pope's going to be selected? Is that why the prophecy of the Pope says that he's the 112th Pope, the final Pope, because maybe it's going to be done differently now? Joining forces kind of aligns with what I just said. It means they're joining forces with a new way. Bilderberg group maybe. Now I keep saying the Bilderberg group, but it's probably not the Bilderberg group, and this is all alleged, it's just card reading, but it's giving me the sense of a group of high-ranking official people. Doesn't have to be that group, it's the people I think that he met with just prior to his passing. So I should stop calling it the Bilderberg group, but that's the energy of it, is high official people, elite people that meet to make decisions on the world and the leaders and all of that kind of thing. That's the energy that I'm picking up around it. So yeah, and joining forces. So joining forces would relate to that group, or a group coming together to make important decisions. So where in the past the popes have done that, they've voted on who would be the next pope, and you see the smoke coming out, and when it changes colours, it means the pope has been selected. Now we may see that again. It might be a facade. Maybe we might see the facade card. But it doesn't mean that it's, something feels different to the selection of the Pope. Something feels different. Now this heat and fire wave, this feels so incredibly important. Based on the prophecy dream that I had, there was fire everywhere when I went to Rome in my dream. There was lava everywhere. It was hot, and I was coughing. Coughing could have been signifying the pneumonia, but it was fire everywhere. Now I don't know if that's somehow connected to why he's the last pope, but very interesting that this card has come out with all of that energy, spreading and mutating, and also the greater good has come out as well. Now I'm going to, but yeah, classified information. I think either there's more to that prophecy of the popes, or what is going on in the background of the new policies, the new laws, the new regulations on how it's going to be done will be classified information, only available to those elite high-ranking people, the politicians, the royal family, those people that make decisions. So first of all, I'm going to try and pull one from my, this is a deck of cards that you don't ever see over on this channel. This is a deck of cards that I use for mysteries of the universe. And I just want to see if there's anything relevant here with these cards. So this will be just interesting. You never get to see these ones. I use these on my other channel, the Cosmic Trish channel. Okay, so coming back into the prophecy of the popes, Saint Malachy. Why is it said that the 112th Pope is the final Pope? No, he's not. No, he's not. So maybe the rest of that was classified as to what it means going further. Really interesting, which is kind of what I was getting at, is that it feels like it continues on, but there's things that are a little bit different about the way a pope is selected. We may see that it appears the same, but there feels to be something different involved in that. Okay, this one won't go back in. So what does it say? This is it's a leap forward. It's time to make a leap forward. So a time to make changes, make a leap forward. They're coming, expecting an arrival. Okay, tapping back into this energy of Saint Malachy. Why would he say, okay, is there a 113th Pope? Is there going to be a 113th Pope? A new one. Maybe done in a new way. It says innocent heart, new and naive. So very, very new. Maybe it's like a new numbering system, like where we've gone up to 112. Maybe it's new. Internal cycle. So eternal cycle, that says. That's the reincarnation, eternal cycle. I don't want to go too weird here with these. These cards do lead me down a very weird thing, and it's forbidden knowledge. It is, as we said, it's declassified, well, not declassified, it's classified information. It's forbidden fruit. It's information that we cannot access. Is it related to, let me think, the prophecies of, it's not Magdalene. The third prophecy. Okay, again, same cards are coming out. Okay, they're expecting an arrival. They're coming. Same cards are coming out. To make a leap forward, it's time to make a leap forward. Here it's saying an eternal cycle. Reincarnation wants to come out again. Okay, in a very non-woo-woo way, can you just let me know if this is anything to do with souls or reincarnating? I love these cards. They're really powerful cards, but it's different, they're saying. So it's different. It's not quite what I'm saying there. Under a watchful eye, a renewal or an emergence. So a renewal, a new world, new beginnings. So interesting. So where it says we're at the final Pope, 112th Pope, according to the Saint Malachy, the prophecy of the popes, we're at the final Pope. So now we are emerging a new world. How interesting is that? New beginnings, of course, would have to align with a new ruler of the Vatican. Ancient scripts, knowledge from the past. Well, of course, what's hidden underneath the Vatican? It's all of the knowledge from the past. They're such powerful cards, but I do have to pull them back sometimes because they can be a little bit woo-woo. They can take us down some deep rabbit holes, and I want to keep this reading kind of mainstream. Okay, I'm going to pull one more from the predictions deck to see if we're talking New World. And then I'm going to pull... No, actually, let's just go straight to the governance deck. Okay, so summarising this reading, we're picking up that we're coming up to a new cycle, a new policies, new laws, new ways of things, new beginnings, new timeline. And it's not new timeline, it's time for new beginnings, the way things are done new. It's a new world, new beginnings, important card. Let's leave that one on the table. Knowledge. So Rome is the Vatican is very, very important in the world, for the world in some way. So it's such an important thing to have united. Please read between the lines is what I'm getting through here. It's saying it's so important, mostly I think because of those ancient scripts, that knowledge hidden beneath the Vatican. Maybe there's something relevant hidden under the Vatican that's important for this time at the moment, right now, at the ending of the 112th Pope. Maybe there's some text that was written that really does sum up what's going on now. Now, I don't want to be scary here. For us, it's probably not going to change much more in the world than what's already going on. It's going to be much more of the same. But I'm picking up on people knowing what's going on. Certain people are in the know about what's going on here. That information is written in scripts, so they've got a plan to follow. But it's like it's kind of really interesting. But a new beginning, a new way of doing things. Okay, let's get back in here. Final pull with these cards. We're going to talk again about the prophecy of the Pope, Saint Malachy, saying that the passing of this Pope is the passing of the 112th and final Pope. What do you think that means for the future? That one looked like it was coming out. Okay, this one jumped. Okay, going into a selfish agenda, that's a black heart. Other people intervening here, what it kind of felt like to me. So done a little bit differently than what it's normally done. We've got intervention here. This is other countries in this card intervening, maybe other leaders intervening. So it feels like it's going to be done a little bit differently, even though to the people it is classified knowledge. It's going to be classified. We're not going to see it. It'll appear the same to us the way it's always done, but I'm really very certain and strong instincts here that other leaders or other people are intervening here with the selection. Negative impact to win favour here is the card there. Okay, anything else you can say about the next Pope? What can you say about the next Pope? No. That's the second time a nose card come out in this reading. When a no card comes out, it's very important. There's going to be a shake-up. So when I'm asking, what can you tell me about the next Pope? No. I don't know what that means. No new Pope, done differently. No, they're not going to tell me about the next Pope. Okay, any final pull, anything else that you can say here? An interim placeholder. Knowledge being withheld. Knowledge withheld. An interim placeholder. Interim placeholder for what? Okay, shadow ruler. While mourning the loss. While we're in this period of mourning. A shadow ruler. Managing the situation. Doesn't have to be energy management, but it's a shadow ruler will be managing the situation while we're in that mourning period. Okay, final thing I just want to ask is, we saw the fire card, I had the dream of the volcanoes. Is there anything further that you want to tell me about that? Okay, hopefully my mic is not too low. I've got it turned down a little bit today. A rulership handover. Downgraded, that's my mic. So when I was talking about my mic. Okay, so back to the questions. I'm talking about the volcanoes now. Are they significant in any way? Downgraded. Again, downgraded. So downgraded is meant to be out. So many people will be under the illusion or distraction of this rulership handover. So pretty much what I've said throughout this whole reading. There will be a rulership handover, but many people will witness it, but it will be distraction or illusion. So pretty much in summary, everything that I've been saying. So yes, this reading is a little bit weird, but the cards are quite clear in what they're saying. So I hope that you were reading between the lines through this message, this reading, because it feels like a really powerful energy here, really powerful message that came through. So thank you so much for joining me. If you like this reading, please like and subscribe, and be sure to check out my other reading where I had the prophecy dream about the Pope's passing. It was also around volcanoes as well, because I didn't know if the prophecy was going to be a volcano or the passing of the Pope. And then I had another, I did a follow-up reading about being the passing of the Pope. So please check those videos out. They didn't actually get very many views, but it's interesting because it was such an important message. Thank you so much for watching me. I will see you again next time.